5 seconds remaining.
Banana Slam Jamma. Hello, sir. How are you?
Dire team back.
I am very tired today. Should be a good day of dotes. Oh.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
Alright, let's do this. Hello, everybody. Oh my god, I sound horrible. Thanks for joining us for the Dota 2 Super Major NA Qualifiers. Optic versus VGJ.Storm. We have yet to see VGJ yet. So I'm saying here with BSJ. Hang on, buddy. What's your start? Oh my god. I wish I had woke up earlier to do that.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, I agree. Can you guess what this is?
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team.
Okay, hear that? I just wait. I'm gonna put it in my mouth. I'm eating it now. Have you ever had Flintstone vitamins before? These are similar. It's Centrum chewables for adults. I highly recommend them. Delicious. Yeah, makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't make you feel bad that you're eating children's vitamins.
That's right. You're not taking away food from children or vitamins from children.
Yeah, it's nothing you ever feel good about doing. So makes sense that you want the one for adults.
Sometimes it's necessary though.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. Especially when
that's another story. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so we got some picks. We got some bans. Bane Razor. That's a nice combo. Easy nightmare into static link.
Yeah, super powerful lanes in general. Like heroes go well together, like you just said, and then both heroes are always considered lane dominators in their respective roles.
5 seconds remaining.
And we saw a lot of Terrorblade yesterday, was not successful. We saw a lot of Darkseer yesterday, not successful. And we saw a lot of this guy, which was successful, Nature's Prophet.
A lot of wins on Nature's Prophet. The two heroes that came to mind against Razor were the Prophet and the Batrider. I think Bane's pretty good against Batrider, because anytime Batrider tries to go on you with Firefly in the laning stage, you just nightmare him. So I think that it makes sense that Prophet's the choice. The reason why I bring up Prophet against Razor is because of the fact that Razor's a ranged hero, so he can't really tank the treants. We talked about that yesterday. And we've been seeing a lot of success, obviously, like you said, with the hero. I think the hero fits this meta really well. There's a lot of active early pushing as well as just skirmishes, I guess you could call them. And Prophet just benefits all of that. He can show up to any push. He can push on his own. He can choose whether or not he wants to show up to fights. And people are just building these early like phase boots. I've even seen the Aquila on Chessie. And these like drums orchid builds. So they just have this early game presence, and then they provide pickoff, and it's really scary to play against. And did Prophet lose a game yesterday? I'm not sure.
I thought he won every game. I'll check real quick.
I think they lost one game to Immortals, I think, with the Troll. Wasn't that like a Prophet PL game?
The games that Immortals shouldn't have won. Yes. Possibly.
I think it was that game, right? They had PL, and I think they had a Prophet that game. But the Prophet still looked very powerful. They just didn't win. Either way, definitely convinced that this hero is a strong hero, because not only is he like, does his kit fit really well with his meta, but he can just go any lane. We've seen him support as well, and so with that versatility in the early stage of the draft, just makes it so you have a lot more options based on what you see the enemy team picking. And I like it even more with first pick, because in the second round you have the response picks. When you see their later picks and based on their cores and supports, you can choose to counter them however you want. Seeing all the cancer banned out though the first round from VGJ, the Terrorblade, Visage, and Venomancer. consider all three of those heroes very annoying to play against.
All right, it's actually way too many games to go through. I forgot that they're doing all the qualifiers at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot.
In case you guys aren't up to date, hopefully no spoilerinos. Some teams that are qualified already for the LAN. Final tribe for EU. I was actually looking at this. I mean, why is OG not in this qualifier? Like, oh, they were directly invited. My bad. Because they haven't really done that well.
That was the whole controversy with like PPD and tweeting and everything.
And then for the CIS qualifier, it is Team Spirit. And for South America, it's actually Infamous and not...
Wow.
Well, what team's we on? Pain. Not Pain.
Yeah.
Just barely. Actually, they're like half game behind. So, format definitely favoring
this format's brutal, man. I don't know. Like, the fact that you can lose a qualifier based on the first best of two out of, like... How many teams are there in the American qualifier?
In the American, there are 6.
Okay, so you can you could lose the first two best of two, go 8-2 the rest of the time, and still never make go 8-0 the rest of the time, and then still not make it to the LAN. So, I mean, it's a brutal format, but at the same time, it does result in an exciting series the entire way. There's no kind of, I don't want to call it half-assed, but people, every game matters. There's no group stage where people just say, we already qualified for the playoffs of the qualifier.
Every game matters until they don't, right?
That's true. Early on, the games seem to matter more so than later.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we saw Cole get off to a great start yesterday, and then they ended up losing to Immortals 2-0. So it's anybody's game. There. And VGJ.Storm kind of has a blank slate. They're 2-0. They played Team Rejects and beat them. So they're the only undefeated team so far, even though they've only played once. See what they can do with it today. Actually, their next game, I believe, it'll be on the opposite stream, is going to be Qual versus VGJ.Storm. That'll be a huge game. Yeah, any games between VGJ, Optic, and Qual, I think, and Immortals, I guess, at this point, are pretty massive. I don't want to discount the other two teams, but I do believe they're a little bit stepped down. I think that... So VGJ hasn't played a single game, right? Or have they played? You said they played Team Rejects? Yeah, Team Rejects. Okay, so they haven't really played like one of the teams that we would consider a really strong candidate for taking the entire qualifier. So these games are big, especially because what was Optic's final score? Did they just go 2-2? I believe right. That's correct. Let's see.
They beat VGJ and then lost 2-0 to Qual.
Yeah, I mean the way that they show the standing is 1-0-1, which is 2-2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So this is all these games matter a lot because of the fact that Qual dropped games to Immortals. This qualifier is kind of wide open now. If Qual had gone 6-0, it would be pretty. Yeah, I would say unless they lost to
if Optic somehow gets 2-0'd in this series, it's not mathematically impossible for them to win, but it's going to be very difficult. Yeah,
because they would have to have Qual lose more than 4 games, right? Because you said that it's head-to-head tiebreaker.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so that would be pretty gruesome. So this is crunch time for Optic. I like the Puck pick. Witch Doctor and Sand King as supports don't deal all that well with Puck in terms of like past the laning stage. They deal well with her early, and Puck also is really good at split pushing and providing like the pick off for heroes like Nature's Prophet. They have a lot of map control on Optic between the Beastmaster, Razor, and Puck. They have revealed all 3 cores though, unless they're going to give us like a 4-position Puck or something like that. Usually you save your core for a last pick when you have absolute last pick, which they do. I wouldn't be surprised by just like a lane counter to Puck, but most of them are countered by Razors, such as like DK.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious to see what they choose to do against the Puck.
So
it sounds like kind of like Lycan here.
Oh god, please no. No more like.
All right. They have a lot of single target, and Lycan's also good against Puck and lane, so that's the only reason it came to mind.
For VGJ, I have yet to see them play with this new roster, but I'm super intrigued. So you have, well, I think it's pretty safe to say MSS and Resolution are easily the most established players. We're going to see Lesh picked here. For VGJ.
We saw Sand King. This is okay. Replace the Willow with a Witch Doctor, and this is Cole's draft yesterday.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, MSS Resolution definitely the stars of this lineup. I think SVG, a great coach for EG, and he also played on Shazam before that which, if I'm remembering correctly, his Elder Titan was pretty disgusting. He was a really good player, so looking forward to see him playing the captain role. Yawar obviously was on DC. There's a lot of ties with me, actually, with this team. Yawar is like this... I'd say he's still unproven, but he is very flashy, or he can be. Just super quiet and just doesn't talk, so that's probably something he'll need to work on.
Yeah, I think to some extent every player needs to say something, like every role. Doesn't matter what you are, there's just certain parts of the game, certain heroes that you play that you have to dictate what happens in the game. Like if you're the hero that's supposed to rosh, or you're the hero that's supposed to push, or you're the hero that dictates when your team goes high ground. Like, nobody knows better your hero's capabilities than you do. So every player, to some extent, I believe it's important that they do communicate. I think I watched a couple games of this new VGJ roster. I don't remember what qualifier it was. It was very recent. The only thing I noticed, like, they do look pretty good, but I felt like they have 3 greedy core players. Like, now that they added Rezo, I think Tomato kind of played like this Viper, Razor, active kind of player. And it felt like they were trying to farm too much rather than having that equal distribution of activity as well as farming. So they ended up losing. I don't remember who it was to, but it was a team that I wouldn't expect them to lose to. So I just noticed that it felt like they were colliding on farm a lot, or like just trying to farm too much. So I think that is something that can be fixed over time. Like, but obviously this is a new roster, so when you have a player like Resolution join, I think Yawar and Resolution both play like hard ones. Like, they both are very farm-heavy core players, so one of them will have to adjust slightly to fix that.
Yeah, one of them needs to be more active throughout the map.
And that's something that these players can do. It's just that if they're not used to it, then it'll take a bit of time.
Yeah. MSS is playing 4, right?
I believe so, yes.
Which is weird for me, but...
It is weird.
We'll see how it works out for them.
CK.
Finish it off with a CK.
Another hero that's pretty decent against Puck in the lane, just because you can kill Puck. But it looks like it's going to be against the Beastmaster, so they wanted to put the Lesh against Puck. They might, as weird as it sounds, they could do like an aggro with the CK. They have all kinds of lanes that they can do based on what Optic picks last. They do have very heavy single target on Optic. I wouldn't be surprised if they go... God, I don't know what they do with this last pick. ET maybe? Goes really well with Bane. Gives them some AoE for the CK. They go... Okay, so it is a 4 Puck or 4... I said they might be doing something weird here. I have no idea.
Surprising pick.
Yeah, I mean, I said they might be setting up some weird pick like this, but
it feels like a free game for Chaos Knight. Everything's single target. Almost no AoE.
The whirling axes are very nice against him, but if he gets off to like a decent start on CK, he definitely can carry this game. In terms of, like, he's very good against Razor, very good against Beastmaster.
It's going to be a mid-Lesh, actually. Okay. I guess that was expected, now that I look at the lineup. But
it could have been, honestly, it could have been anything between the Prophet, Sand King, and Lesh.
But they have a ton of setups for Lesh. Literally every hero on the team can set up Lesh stun, including the Sprout.
Yeah, you're right, even the Sprout. That's really good. So that Lesh will have multiple lanes to play around. I think he pretty much won't play... Oh, wait.
Pycat? Puck?
Okay, what's happening here? 33 Troll. I am so lost. So it's a 4 Beastmaster.
No, they changed again. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So 3 Puck, 4 Beastmaster, mid Razor. I mean, that could have gone any way. That's pretty crazy. Okay. So it is a core Lesh. I somehow missed the... I thought you said 4. I thought it was a 4 Lesh, but okay, it's a core Lesh.
Yeah, core Lesh.
Yeah, so I mean, he's set up for a good game for sure. But they do have a lot of lockdown for him on the side of Optic. So I'm curious to see, you know, I think that they'll have to definitely build a solar this game on the side of just make sure that Lesh can frontline, because Lesh is kind of like, even though he's an int hero, he definitely relies on just walking into the fight and pressing all of his buttons and just having this large, massive AoE magic damage that he does in the fights. And I don't think any items that Lesh builds will be able to tank through all the damage of Optic. So very curious to see how VGJ plans to compensate for that. Might see that solar being built on Snaking. Something a little different for Prophet.
This is the most pathetic items I've ever seen. Cosmetics.
On who? On across the board?
On Optic. So Razor is default. You got Beastmaster set's fine. Troll default. Puck default. And then a Bane set.
Oh my god. PPD's the only one. PPD. I mean, PPD's like the only one rocking some swag. I guess his eyes a little bit, but that's definitely some casual level. You know, Gaben's disappointed, I think, is.
And VGJ 4 out of 5. Yawar's the only one that doesn't like cosmetics.
Dude, CK's got some good cosmetics too, and none of them are particularly expensive. So I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about these guys. I feel like if you are a good player at that hero, you have some self-respect.
Wait, what's your favorite mount for CK? I'm gonna show mine in game real quick.
I have real good. I have the one that I use. I really like. It's called Mount of the Burning Nightmare. I think it's
Mount
really cool.
of the Burning Nightmare. Mine's the Kerberos, the Hound of Chaos. It's literally a dog.
Oh, I have that one. Yeah,
I love that.
That's a good one too.
Good.
Well, like you can have like the golden shield from TI and like the set that goes with the mount I have. I just think it looks really cool. Like either way, I think there's multiple CK sets, and to have the default CK, man, I don't know. This.
I'm trying to remember if Yor is a guy that just doesn't like cosmetics or not. I don't know what the heck's up with Optic though. Disgusting. Right, how is Beastmaster 4 played these days? I haven't seen this in. There was a phase, I want to say a year and a half ago, where it was literally every game was Beastmaster 4.
You do it like a jungle, though, with the boar and...
so how do you do that now?
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be played similarly to the 3 Beastmaster in lane, where you're just throwing axes at them and serving as like an aggro dual lane. I'm pretty sure that's all he's going to do. Like, usually with the Beastmaster, when you play him off lane this patch, you'll just put him with, like, ideally a Whisper or Coddle, and then they'll mana him up as he's just harassing you with the axes. So I think they'll do something similar just from the 4 position rather than him being the farming core. I'm kind of curious to see how that, like, I think the lane's going to look the same. I'm just curious to see how that's going to transition into, like, after the laning stage. I don't know where, like, what. Usually Beastmaster and Puck both kind of play like this split push pressure type deal, and you can't have that on like every hero. So I'm really curious to see what they do with their map distribution, I guess you could call it, after the laning stage.
This ward at the top was spotted by 33, so that will 100% be dewarded at some point.
Yeah, that's always huge. These early dewards, not only is it the fact that you reduce their vision, but the 100 XP super early is pretty massive, actually, in the laning stage.
Yeah, what is that, half a level 1?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it, especially level 1, it's even more significant. A lot of laning matchups, surprisingly so, or not so surprisingly so, are decided on who gets level 2 first. Like, it's not necessarily that you win the lane, but it's a huge advantage. You can get an extra few creeps because you're level 2 and they're level 1. You can use that power spike to really tilt the lane in your favor. So I've actually won or lost lanes based on somebody getting a D-ward, like myself or the other person, because they hit level 2 sooner.
Is that something that you would sometimes want to give to your carry, just for that early?
Yeah, absolutely. No, like sometimes, depending on the game, I've been in situations like in actual team settings where you purposely give the ward to a specific hero based on how, like, certain heroes, their level 2 is way better than others. Like, I think Troll's one of the best carries for level 2 because he gets both whirling axes as well as, you know, the melee and range forms. So heroes like that, for instance, are great to give level 2 to. While Bane, not so much. Bane's like okay, but he's mainly the brain sap in lane. They already give him the Sentry on Zai, so they will be dewarding that ASAP. I'm curious to see who they give it to.
Yeah, who's level 2 do you like more, Beastmaster or Puck?
I personally think that the Beastmaster level 2 in this scenario is really good. So if how they distribute the XP. They also could just say, it's okay if we both get it. The Treants actually deny the rune top, so VGJ gets 2 runes and Optic only gets 1. Oh, bottom lane.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have some action. Looks like Split Earth connected on PPD. That's gonna be easy first blood for Resolution on the Leshrac, who is bottom lane right now.
Optic or Zai is actually saving the D ward for Puck, so it looks like they're just gonna split the XP. Oh no, they're not. Wait, what? What's happening here? Maybe some lanes. Don't let the creeps get it. Okay, scared me there.
Well, you still get the XP, right? Just not the gold.
Yeah, you still get the XP, but the 100 gold, that's a lot. Looks like they're doing some lane swap on VGJ.
What if that was a thing, buddy?
What?
If you shared XP with creeps.
Oh, that'd be depressing.
But then your creeps could level up, and then you can have like these mega creeps in lane before.
That is true.
You have
That's true. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even begin to imagine what that would.
That would be a cool mod. We need to do that. All right, so mid lane is going to be the Lesh Nature's Prophet. What is this? Is this actually the lane?
No, they're definitely like there's some weird lane swapping going on. They are planning on doing Nature's Prophet mid, and now Nature's Prophet's probably going to follow the Razor, and so the Razor's walking all the way bottom. So Nature's Prophet got level 2 mid, and now he TPs. That's what they were doing. He was sitting mid to get level 2, while they were just giving their Sand King bottom. As I talked about in the draft, the Razor is hard countered by Prophet because he can't tank the trees, so the Prophet's just going to follow him. I'm sure that the Razor walking back mid, the Prophet might just use his TP scroll to get there now. Curious to see if he does.
Oh, MSS really wants to skill bottom.
Shares.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential kills occurring across the map right now. 33 dodges.
I'm expecting Prophet to go.
There's the Chaos Bolt to follow.
Oh shit.
Illusory Orb, he's fine.
I didn't even see top. I'm like so focused on these lane swaps. We see Lesh immediately TPing bottom, so Prophet's really weak against Troll in lane because Troll's high armor and the whirling axes as well. But then Razor's bad against Prophet, so they TP the Lesh bottom. They might look for a kill first. Sometimes that's what they do. But otherwise, Prophet's probably just going to go mid.
Yeah, lots of lane swapping going on. SVG is going to find that Zai is back in lane.
He does.
So early CS, 10-0 for Pycat versus the CK 6-3. So definite advantage going towards Optic so far in a very, very early stage of the game. PPD barely able to get that tree in just in time. That extra 2 XP that it gives, or whatever it actually is. He's actually level 3. We're going to get a Burrow Strike into the Split Earth. Do they actually have enough damage to take him out? 2 levels of Lightning Storm already. MSS has stun up in 2 seconds. Could pop that Mango if needed. Not going to need it though.
And Beastmaster also
kill on Zai.
I want to point out that PPD's level 3, so that's not like a traditional support kill. CCNC's only level 2, but PPD's level 3, so that kill's pretty big on the Bane.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have a feeling there's going to be kills in multiple lanes at
this game
simultaneous times. Razor gets Burrow Struck. Resolution looking for the Split Earth potentially. In fact, they're going to get TP support in the form of Snake King. That's going to be another easy kill going the way of VGJ.Storm. MSS wants to turn onto PPD. We're going to assume that's a kill. And top lane, like you said, Zai does have Maledict applied to him, but I mean, during all this time, Pycat is mid, which is definitely nice to have.
I love these games, man. They're so hectic when you're actually in them, but to watch them, I think it's hilarious. It's to stress to the viewers that the lane matchups are so crucial, and you're seeing it based on the ridiculous musical chairs from the laning matchups that, you know, the Resolution's following Pycat and CCNC's dodging the Prophet. I feel like lane swaps favor the team with Prophet if you're trying to dodge him. I don't think that's really a thing. Like, how do you dodge a hero with global teleport?
Yeah,
like, if you try to dodge him, he can just every 50 seconds follow you, so... Usually what happens is the hero has to use their TP scroll to follow you, and then you can walk somewhere else, but Prophet has 2 forms of TP, so that doesn't really work.
Oh, I technically caught the kill on CK.
Technically.
So, Zai and 33. Putting their skills to good use. I mean, the axes into Illusory Orb, that amplified damage, pretty nice. If you can time it correctly.
Pycat's jungling with a DD at 4 minutes.
Oh, is he now? Gracious.
Gotta get creative when there are all these lane swaps.
I mean, this is more entertaining than the pulls, right? So,
yeah,
I'll take this any day of the week. Oh, we're gonna have
Witch
a
Doctor
TP.
setting up a kill. CK's TPing in. There's gonna get the... Oh, it's creep died. Didn't quite get the cast off. Still might work out, though.
Hits the Maledict. There's the Chaos Bolt. It's gonna be an easy kill into Pycat now. So, a lot of easy kills for VGJ.
And mid.
Super chaotic. Thank you very much. Split Earth into the right clicks and MSS and company. Resolution taking credit for that one. So VGJ.Storm off to an amazing start so far, as far as kills are concerned at least.
Razor's level 3 at 5 minutes. Because Resolution's level 5. Razor has no game now, honestly. He has nowhere to go.
Oh, they're going to go for him again. Split Earth, Lightning Storm. MSS is on his way with a level 2 Burrow Strike. That'll be another kill. CCNC. That is death number 3. Did not mean to rhyme that. I apologize. 33 in the meantime. Taking Lightning Storm as well. Going to lose your orb out. Resolution. Oh, we actually went for it. Does not connect that time, though.
That's one of those, like, if he did not jaunt to his orb, then you get the stun, and oh well, you wasted the mana. You have a clarity, and you're gonna shrine with your prophet here, it looks like. Oh, 3-man shower.
Oh, yeah. Nice and value here.
Juggling, team jungle while showering.
Now, 33 in the meantime is gonna accompany Zai again in the top lane. See if they can end up getting another kill here. It's gonna be a difficult one on the CK right now.
And bottom lane.
PPD's gonna dodge the split earth. Lightning Storm will continue though. And the Brain Sap's only gonna delay the inevitable as another kill goes away of VGJ.Storm. Prophet all over the place this game. As he should be. As is the point of the hero. SVG can take a couple right clicks from Zai. First is gonna be the cast into the Maledict, into the Chaos Bolt. Illusory Orb is on its way. 33 is 6, has Coil if needed. See if he ends up using it. He will use it on CK Yawar. Looks like he will feed away a kill this time around.
A little overzealous, I think, there. And oh my gosh, thinking. Well, right. Somewhere on the map.
I'm allowed to. The kills that I've missed are. They're okay. I don't
seems reasonable. I don't blame you this time. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like you're just watching two people lane against each other while the other people are dying. We're just literally kills everywhere.
I can't believe CCNC's level 4. What?
Oh man, CCNC almost killed Rezo's null there.
Oh, that's what he was going for. Okay, that makes more sense because now he's gonna feed away another kill. CCNC is actually feeding now.
He has no game. He actually has nowhere to go. He can't match up against the Prophet or the Lesh, and both these heroes are very active, as you said. Like, Lesh is very fast. Oh, mid lane. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, PPD gets off a Nightmare. Nice blocking from Snake King. And looks like that's going to be enough to get a kill. Beautifully done from VGJ. And they're going to apply some pressure to this tier 1 now. Zai level 4 is going to get Burrow Strike with Pycats here. Sprout keeping him in place. That means Leshrac is here to play with that level 6 ultimate ready to go. That's 2 kills for VGJ.Storm. No levels in Diabolic Edict, but I think they'll still get this tower. Oh, MSS. He's going to step up with the Burrow Strike into the Split Earth. They just have so many chain stuns. And the chain feeding is the result for Optic.
Wow. Mid tier 1 going down to 8 minutes. That tower is usually super difficult to get, and now that they're getting it this early, it's a very important tower for map control. And this Razor is just going to become a liability. I mean, he already is a liability. It's going to get worse and worse.
Will they actually get him again? Split Earth. Oh my god, it's actually way too easy. This feels like a pub game.
Yeah, this is looking like CNC in a pub game when somebody stole it.
Well, wouldn't he be just going down mid at this point?
Yeah, I mean, isn't he? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I guess
he honestly has nowhere to go. This is like no flame on CCNC. Yeah, like the lane matchups have been a disaster. They did their best to avoid the Prophet, but VGJ did a really good job of following him around.
Oh boy, PPD.
Getting, oh god.
Yeah. Looks to be next on the list here. He's gonna get up a Nightmare. We'll see if they actually want to dive this. It might be a little bit too aggressive with TP supports potentially coming. Yeah, you're right. It does TP away. You are using that ulti.
Gets the extra loot.
Phantasm. Yeah. Nice RNG there. And should be able to get this tier 1 as well. Pretty cool to see the Lesh build without Edict. Been really nice so far.
The Lightning Storm is just... Basically, they made it so it's worth leveling level 1 because of the damage. It went from 50 to 80, which is pretty massive for getting last hits. And so now that you're willing to level at level 1, you kind of just invested in the max the Lightning Storm because it sets up for your stun as well.
And we have a Nightmare and SVG and a Brain Sap to follow. No follow-up yet, but the follow-up might be the other way around. Cask into Edict, or sorry, into the Split Earth. And Resolution doing so much damage with Pulse Nova. And they're going to turn this around onto CCC again. Although they will take the Lesh out first. So nice XP for CCNC, much needed in fact. But Zai might be in trouble now. Reality Rift is there. Cask is available along with the Burrow Strike. So this should be a dead Beastmaster. So deaths all around yet again. In the meantime, Snake King is taking out this tier 2 bot. And, oh, Epicenter being channeled onto Pycat. We'll have TP support from Snake King again, and Pycat sprouted up and brought down. Just death after death for Optic. My lord, this game is actually insane.
Dotes run out.
And just to reiterate how important this game is for Optic, even if they lose one game, it puts them in terrible position for this group stage.
Yes, it does. If they lose 2, they're basically out of the qualifier.
Well, I say group stage. I don't know what it's actually. It's just a round robin.
Yeah, they're out of the qualifier if they lose both these games. And losing one, like you said, puts them in a rough spot. So this is not like a game where they can afford to throw it away.
I mean, MSS is a higher level. Oh my god. The Maledict. Insane. Zai's going to clean up a kill as a result, but I think VGJ.Storm is okay with that. See who they focus on now. It's a 3v2 situation. Look at where they are 11 minutes in the game. Zai's going to get burrow struck. Resolution with the Pulse Nova. Easy kill. They'll take the end of the day to which he's actually going to buy back on the Beastmaster. 33.
They know they need these kills.
The Coil onto 2. We have a nice ulti channel from PPD. And there's the Roar. Finally, some level 6s coming into play. And the overextension of VGJ.Storm punished.
Wow, they're only down by 3k despite losing 3 towers, as well as, I guess they're only up 2 towers, but they're also up 13 kills. 2k. That's actually huge, that play for them. That buyback, I mean, nowadays with buybacks not reducing your gold when you buy back, it's super cheap this early on. He got his level 6 from the first kills and then used the Roar to get the kill on Prophet. Optic's not out of this game by any means, I will say that right now. This is still a core Prophet against Beastmaster, Puck, Troll. Like, all these heroes deal with the hero very well. We're seeing Troll with Treads going back into Battle Fury. He's still pretty farmed. He's actually, like, you know, Prophet net worth is always a little bit inflated, so he's a hero that doesn't use net worth nearly as well as others. But you know, Optic's trying to keep up the fight, basically fighting back here, because they're gonna have VGJ running in their face all game.
Yeah, they really need some blink daggers. MSS working towards his 1600 gold right now. PPD's actually gonna TP out, and doesn't look like anything will come of this, as each team is now kind of in opposite sides of the map. Maybe they'll push the tier 2 bot for VGJ. But yeah, you're right. The gold lead not really there, considering how much of a stomp this feels like. It's only 2k.
To be fair, Razor's basically a support now. Like, if you see the Beastmaster is actually keeping up with the cores. He's only 400 behind the mid Lesh. So at this point, CCNC just demoted to support. But he can still be useful if he manages to get a couple more good fights, and he can still farm. He can still come back farm with his plasma field and his ult. So if they give him some space, then he'll be able to make an impact in this game if it goes on. K will be scary though later on.
Nice delay here from 33, keeping the creeps at bay. But the tier 2 tower will fall.
D-push. Nobody else on his team can do anything. Razor can generally D-push, but he's just gonna feed if he does that.
Tower goes VGJ.Storm's way again. What's the tower advantage right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. So 3
actually,
towers.
They only have 3 towers actually. For some reason, I thought the top tier one was dead for Optic. But,
oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Very low, I guess, because of that fight that happened. It didn't.
It'll be down soon enough, I suppose. All right, CC.
They were smoked up on VGJ, but they get revealed on a Radiant Ward, or like. MSS got revealed and he's also on a Radiant Ward, so they know they're there.
I mean, if I was CCNC right now, I would have PTSD for sure. 7 deaths, 14 minutes in the game. Did catch up a bit with those 3 kills, so that's for sure. Those essentially came out of nowhere. See if he can recover.
It's all part of the master plan.
Yeah. Now your death doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, they have been killing a hero that has almost no net worth, so that's definitely contributing to the fact that...
full drum, so he's very strong for a 4 position B.
Yeah, he's looking good. Has his sight set on a blink dagger for the future.
They're smoking up the top. MSS has a blink sitting behind the Prophet. This could go very bad for Optic if MSS gets the counter initiation.
Well, they might find Yawar first. Nope, he has the armlet in tow. Question is, I don't think MSS showed with that blink. Here's the Roar onto CK. MSS blinks in. He gets the burrow strike off. Epicenter channeling as well. It's going to be enough to take out CCNC again. But again, that doesn't really give them that much. And the trade is going to be the Nature's Prophet. Definitely in the favor of Optic Gaming. A coil onto 3 heroes. Burrow strike is there. Looks like PPD will be next on the list. And with that, VGJ.Storm's attempting to get out of dodge. They see 33. Nice waning rift. Getting the silence off. Witch Doctor will fall. Trying to amalgamate towards this shrine.
Good word.
Thank you. And they will do so. Yawar gets the Chaos Bolt off. Zai not able to get the kill with the axes. And that'll be the end of that. I mean, they got 2... I mean, we're considering Razor support, right?
Yeah, honestly, he is at this point.
VGJ got 2 support. I mean, they did end up getting a better... no, they didn't actually. Optic got about 500 gold.
Yeah, that was about a 2. I think that was 2 for 2, right? That was Witch Doctor and Prophet for Bane and Razor. So,
yes.
That would make sense. It would be a slight advantage for Optic after the fight. You end up denying top tower. I think that could have gone much worse because Sand King had just gotten his blink, but luckily the 3 or 4 man puck coil, along with bursting the CK.
Yeah, he had to. That was kind of unfortunate for MSS. He had to blink burrow instead of doing the old epicenter counter initiation. Just didn't have time. Well, 33 showing himself in the top lane, but will TP out to safety. SVG won't get there in time. So if this were, let's just assume everything's been even thus far into the late game, would you favor Optic's lineup or VGJ?
Oh man, it's tough. I honestly, that's tough. It's a tough question. I think that Troll can honestly carry this game as we saw against the Prophet, and I think the Whirling Axes scale incredibly well against CK. There's really no items CK can buy other than MKV, and that never really feels good to deal with that. It's funny to say, I don't think Razor really scales at all well this game, so I guess it's better that Beastmaster has the net worth instead of him. He is catching up a bit. He can kind of like, how do I word it, chase people out of fights. I think that's going to be his only purpose as the game goes on, just like static link somebody and try to remove them, but it doesn't really work against Leshrac. Can actually help a lot against Prophet or CK. So I'll lay a foot on the stick a foot in the sand and say Optic has a better late game here.
Okay.
But I definitely think it's close. I'm not.
It's always tough to gauge late game when there's a Nature's Prophet in the game because it really depends on the build and how effective he is.
And the fights are never really standard because he creates so much like random split push and chaos on the map.
Yeah.
He does have the full Orchid though, which is huge. Puck has no way to deal with it. Nobody has a way to deal with Sprout Orchid except for the Troll. So that's pretty scary for Optic.
Yep, CC&C might have more deaths in his future is what you're trying to say.
I mean, that would be a safe prediction, I believe.
Resolution smoked up.
I
won't find anybody. Yeah, Pycat.
Peter, not so lucky.
Oh, they will find the support PPD. Chaos Bolt, Reality Rift, and MSS gets it with Caustic Finale of all things. Yeah, Nature's Prophet right now, Snake King, is super farmed. See if he can take advantage of that Orchid or not. We'll be going for a Shadow Blade next, so kind of the assassination build helps with split pushing as well. Just feeling safer. Of course, if your Beastmaster has a blink, that's pretty scary.
Here.
Yep, you can get the roar off onto Resolution. Pycat's here as well. A couple more right clicks will do it, but Resolution is extremely fast thanks to the Yules. Gonna go for the split earth. It will connect. And the Burrow Strike to follow into Epicenter. Not really needed, but they do get the kill nonetheless. And actually, CK comes in from the sideline, and CC&C just drops dead of his own accord. Pycat in the meantime, Reality Rifted. Chaos Bolt in 2 seconds. Here comes the Illusory Orb looking for... was actually... I think that was the Orchid preventing the puck from going any further. So a 3rd kill for VGJ.Storm, and that means a dead Tier 2 tower incoming.
That decision-making on Rezo was crucial there. He decided to use the Troll instead of himself or the Beastmaster. That decision saved his life and then allowed them to turn the fight. And Leshrac's a hero that very similar to a Gyrocopter, where if you go on him and you don't manage to burst him, he just does so much damage in return while you're trying to kill him because of the AoE magic damage just from his ultimate, as well as just the speed of the hero. It's very underrated, but with the end heroes gaining speed from agility now, as well as Leshrac having such ridiculous base move speed, he's 430 with just a Yules, and that's really hard to chase down. Troll went for the treads for the laning stage rather than the phase boots, and they couldn't keep up with him, and he just ran away.
As a result of that fight, the lead has ballooned to 8k, pretty suddenly, in fact. This feels more like what the score is indicating, as opposed to
the map control from the Prophet Orchid, I think, is just too much. Like, Optic just can't play the map, but they are roshing with Troll, so they have no CK ulti. They can't really fight this all that well without Epicenter or Phantasm, and they aren't getting power push mid as well. This is pretty crucial for Optic here. These are objectives that are surprisingly hard to get at the same time, even when you're even, and they're at 8k behind right now.
Oh, Burrow Strike actually dodged from the phase shift. Nicely done. Oh, looks like I missed a kill on Bane, but who cares? This Roshan's really what's all about. Pycat ends up getting it.
Disengage Coil, I like that.
And away Optic goes. So they'll take that victory any day of the week. All they lose is PPD, who's obviously the lowest net worth in the game right now. As long as they don't lose anybody else. I actually missed another Burrow Strike. It's a poor bird getting chased.
33 is doing a really good job of split pushing despite all of the threats on him between the Sand King as well as the Prophet. He has no Yules. He's just going straight Ags. I don't know how well I feel about that. Like, I feel Yules or Linkage would make his job a lot easier on the map, but maybe he just feels like they need to win fights and they need to win them now, which I'm fine with that approach. Troll's also getting a BKB, no Yasha or anything like that beforehand, so they know. It looks like they've decided they need to fight.
Yep, Sand King gets roared, gets silence, gets brought down.
Wow.
Very quick.
Okay.
So
this game's really back and forth.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the coil, or the Ags coil, when I think about it, I think of BKB counters, kind of. Well, at least the break portion. But nobody's really buying BKB yet for VGJ.Storm. So what's the... They just want to keep them isolated in a certain area for, what is it, 8 seconds with Ags, I believe?
It is a long-ass time. Yes, 8 seconds.
Allows Troll to actually right-click some people. I mean, that's the biggest issue with a lot of melee carries, is getting kited and having to run around trying to kill people. And obviously, Ags Coil will remedy that to some degree.
I really like this Beastmaster build from Zai.
Look at Snaking's build.
Snaking, what do you get?
Crimson Guard.
Wow.
I don't think
I feel like Solar was honestly way better. I don't think Troll's really that hard countered by Crimson. Like, Troll, compared to a hero like Visage or PL. Obviously, Troll relies on a lot of attacks, but I think that a Solar Crest would have been a lot better, personally. But, like, Solar Crest not only gives you the defensive portion, but it also gives you the offensive portion as well. Very odd that Snaking chose that. I think that makes him scale. You talked about how the difference in, like, the variation in scaling of Prophet based on what he builds. That makes him scale a lot worse, honestly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, only time will tell as he goes for a BKB. So he's going to be super tank is what he's going for, I guess. Of course, a lot of the Vanguard mitigation doesn't, it's like half values on ranged heroes, so not getting full value.
The Crimson is always the same, though, for it doesn't matter what type of hero you are. So when it's active...
You're talking about the active, or...?
Yeah, the active.
Yeah.
But you are right, when he does not have that activated, if he gets stunned, it is not his value.
Oh. Nice.
That's actually going for the predict stun. That would have been sick. Pucks do that a lot, where they jump to their orb, silence, and then blink out.
The Sprout right onto Zai and Pycat. He pops that Crimson Guard. We'll see if he saves his life. MSS with the Burrow Strike into the cask, into the CK, and that is the death of the Aegis. And it looks like they're just going to leave him.
Sure. As I said, Crimson Guard, the perfect purchase. I think a Solar would have probably done the same thing, but maybe not. That was, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe that's his plan. It's just like, I'm going to TP in front of your faces, and you either go on me and die because you can't kill me, or run away. So maybe that's the idea behind it.
Well, it's definitely
very next level snaking.
Definitely unique, if nothing else. Zai, whose creep is this? Who has Helm? The Troll?
Could just be the Beastmaster summon.
Oh, I forgot. Of course. Almost forgot he got that. And the fact that he can't get Wildkin is so sad to me. I don't know why I feel so sad for the Wildkin. CCNC? Oh, barely get out.
Yeah, they had the Yules unleashed, so half a second earlier. Maybe he didn't have a quick cast on. He could have been spamming it.
Can you explain that to me? Why no Wildkin?
I have no idea.
So sad.
All the other big creeps are there, and then just no Wildkin. Maybe they think it's too broken if you have the armor aura pushing.
Most people I've talked to, most pros think it's just because it's bad. And like, I mean, 2 armor. Is it 2 armor? 2 armor can't be that bad.
I think it's 3.
Right. So armor. Oh, we're gonna have Burrow Strike. Looks like PPD will fall. And we'll see if they can backstab or not. VGJ.Storm.
It is indeed 3.
Have pretty good positioning. 3 armor.
Yeah.
I mean, the channeling thing is not great past the laning stage.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I don't really know them. No idea. Up, Zai might get caught. Rezo sees him.
Oh boy. Oh, Burrow Strike will miss. A little bit of miscommunication with that Yules, but will result in a kill nonetheless. Was he trying to roar?
17 Bloodstone charges on Lesh now.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
CK is not even going BKB, he's just going hard. He's got the blink, very traditional CK build, like the one from the patch where he was very popular. You'd go for the armlet and the Echo Saber, then for the blink. The idea behind the blink is that your Phantasm illusions will follow you in Reality Rift from 1400 range of where you cast it. So if you blink the 1200 range and then Reality Rift somebody, your Phantasm illusions will follow you. So it makes it so you can, a hero that really just has mobility issues. If he has his ultimate going, he just kills anyone in the game. Pretty much probably the highest damage output carry in the game with his ultimate on. So the blink, very traditional build from him. Has the stats, the 5 all stats and the 15 strength. So when he's ultied, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's gonna have a ton of HP now. Went for the 15 strength talent. Not sure if that's the more common one, but 12% just seems like such a random number.
Yeah, it does. Pretty underwhelming.
That's like I think Darkseer's the other one with 12%, unless they changed it.
Not sure. I don't play Darkseer, but CK used to have like 20% or 25% at the higher levels, and that was actually pretty significant, but 12% I don't think is enough, especially at this stage in the game. It's like, I think 12% is better later, but it's like not good enough now.
Oh, we have layered stuns actually being completely used on Resolution. He's gonna die. That's Bloodstone. He'll be back in 14 seconds. MSS looks to be next on the list. Is Silence can't Burrow Strike away. So they use Fiend's Grip, they use Roar for one target, but definitely worth.
VGJ just playing a little too greedy, I think. They're just separating on the map. They are ahead, but Optic has a ton of single target pickoff, so they have to be a little less separated on the map, basically. But Lesh is back again. He has Boots of Travel. Bloodstone instantly revived him. He's almost haste move speed without a haste rune.
Look at SVG leading the charge as a witch doctor.
That's like a go on me, I dare you as I chase you from a 5-position witch doctor.
That's awesome. So yeah, down to 11 charges now for Resolution. And he is going for Shiva's. Has the plate mail already.
Going Nullifier on Prophet, so we're going to see the Doom build again.
Okay, so he switched it up. No BKB any longer. Nullifier, huh? So what are we trying to prevent? BKB
so scary to play on the map.
From Troll? It's a huge one.
Looking for the kill on Pycat. BKB is well, but good enough.
Oh, they get double split Earth. Pycat is dead along with the puck. Beautifully done. In fact, they find Bane on the backside as well. You are no blink for another 10 seconds, but Troll does not have buyback for 45 seconds. See if they can take advantage of this or not. Keep that creep alive.
Huge threat right now. Anybody who walks up just dies. Yeah, he's looking. He's looking. You see him looking here. He knows it too. He's like, if anyone's here, they're dead, guys. That's probably if he says one word all game, that'd be the line he gives us.
Buyback on Bane. They don't really care about that, and no more buybacks to come for 20 seconds. This is the very least is the tower, if not the melee racks. But if they get the melee, they will probably run away directly after. As Resolution runs the opposite direction I was expecting, but takes out the wave and will be good to go. So a huge gank in the jungle leads to a Rax.
Roche is up too, so that's probably the next objective for both teams. Optic might have to do this like Hail Mary smoke play to contest this Roche, or just try to get it in the first place, get a pick off. No ult on Yawar for the next 70 seconds. This is probably the window Optic has to take. I don't believe they have the luxury of waiting. They look like they're ready to smoke. Yep. Let's go. Time to go. There's the 70 seconds from now, and it's going to get harder and harder. So looks like VGJ is onto them with this play. They did scout the Roche with the courier, actually.
And they have a Treant in there.
There's also a Treant sitting there.
Just in case.
Optic sees them, I think. Do they?
Well,
yeah, they have a ward
high ground here. MSS gets Fiend's Grip. Here comes the jump from 33. A Coil onto 3 heroes again. This could be big for Optic as the buyback from Sand King comes into play. Yawar that armlet. Here comes the Epicenter Burrow Strike combination on the entirety of Optic Gaming. They're going to drop like flies. 2 dead, make it 3. And this could be the beginning of the end for Optic Gaming in this game 1. As Resolution takes out Puck in the backside. PPD to follow. The buyback from Pycat's going to do almost nothing.
They focus the CK. I think they need to realize, like, the CK with no ulti is not the issue. It's the Leshrac, and they basically just proceeded to ignore him, and he killed them all. So much damage from Lesh at this stage in the game. He's even got the Shivas, which that attack speed makes it even harder to kill the other targets. So ignoring him like that, he just gets a triple kill. And the buyback from MSS, obviously we saw the epicenter coming into play. Buybacks, I've noticed, are more important now than they've ever been, basically because you don't have the penalty in gold, and also because supports or lower net worth heroes are generally the ones you try to burst in fights because they're easier. And then they just buy back, because buyback is cheaper based on your net worth.
Now this will also open up a free Roche for VGJ, and I don't think Optic can contest. This is Aegis Cheese.
Phantasm again. You are super tanky. 3,900 HP when he has Armlet turned on.
Is this a cheese for Yawar, and Rezo takes Aegis, I assume? We'll see. We're going to have the TPN, we have the Nullifier combination, MSS. Not able to hit the Burrow Strike that time around. Zai continue to take damage in the Sprout. Coil onto only one hero. It is the Prophet though, so pretty important kill nonetheless. Yawar comes in, just absolutely blows up CCNC again as SVG channels that ult. Look at it go. Pycat pops the BKB but dies directly after, so that's essentially a dieback for him. Looks like Zai's next on the list, and this should be GG in game 1 of this 2-game series. In fact, they call it an Optic. If they lose another one, I feel very confident saying if they lose the next one, they will not be making this major.
Yeah, they'll be out of the tournament, almost certainly. And that's okay. So I'm gonna give my 2 cents on the game. I believe that in any patch, but especially this one with the importance of the laning stage, you just can't have a core that gets obliterated in the laning stage. You just can't. And I think that from what I learned from that game is if you pick Razor, the 2 heroes that come to mind